Magyar szólások és közmondások angolul beszélőknek.
Hungarian sayings and proverbs for English speakers. Pacing.
Fel-alá járkál, mint a ketrecbe zárt vadállat.
A long one this time. I think we're going to need 2 screens to cover it. Ketrecbe we've seen before, and bunigul, it means a cage. Vadállat is a wild animal. Vad meaning wild, allat we've met before, meaning animal. We also have a verb járkál, meaning to stroll, to pace, to walk. And we have an adverb, Fel-alá, meaning up and down or to and from. We have the past participle of the verb zárt, which means to close or shut up or lock up. And finally we have one more word, mint, which means as or like. Putting it together, up, down, he paces, like the cage into closed wild animal. He paces up and down like a wild animal locked in a cage. Sounds more like it, and it means exactly what it says. Someone who has lots of energy and just can't settle down, up and down and up and down. For our vocab, let's have a look at wild animals. There are a lot. Let's start with those we saw to define the term wild animals according to my Hungarian visual dictionary. First of all, we have giraffe. Then we have oroszlán, which is a lion. And don't confuse this with a Russian girl. The difference between the n and the ny makes a big difference.
Oroszlán.
Oroszlány.
Tigris. Or savu. This is a compound word. Or meaning nose and savu meaning horned. A bit like the English rhinoceros, where rhino also means nose. And antelope. All these are animals that you will not find in Hungary other than in a zoo. Let's look at some more animals from the zoo. Majom is a monkey, and Hungarian doesn't distinguish between a monkey and an ape. Both cases the word majom is used. Elephant. So let's look at some wild animals which you are more likely to find in Hungary. Medve. Yes, there are bears in Hungary, extremely rare, but they are occasionally seen in the mountains. And medve is a honey eater. Farkas. Again, rare in Hungary, but they are seen occasionally. And farkas is the one with the tail. Fark. Voddisznó. These are reasonably common in Hungary, I know, because my uncle used to hunt them. And again we have a compound word, vod meaning wild, disno meaning pig. Voddisznó. Another animal hunted in Hungary and is found in the wild, but mostly nowadays in controlled areas, szarvas, a deer, meaning the horned one. And of course, in actual fact, those aren't horns, those are antlers, ogonch. But more common than the szarvas is the ősz, the roe deer. And I've literally seen dozens of these in the wild in Hungary, including one in my uncle's backyard and another that tried to attack our bus in the evening. Róka, fox, kígyó. I think Hungary's only got 2 types of snakes, not this one here. And I have seen one of the little grass snakes in Hungary. Shun is a hedgehog. And finally, mokos. And again, I've definitely seen mokos in Hungary, along some of the tree-lined streets in Debrecen and also at the university grounds, which has got a beautiful garden. For Extra for Experts, we're going to look at some postpositions. Those are adverbs that go after whatever they modify. And we're going to look at the ones involved with where to. We've already met one, alá, and that means to below or to beneath. Fel-alá means to above. How do we use these? So we could say a moda az osztó fölé repül. The bird, the table, to above flies. So you can see the postposition goes after the table because that is what it is modifying. Where does the bird fly? It flies to above the table. Don't confuse this with a modern az ostel fölött repül. Sometimes you'll see that spelt with an E instead of an Ö. It's just a stylistic thing. And here it means it is flying above the table. It's already above the table and it keeps flying there, as opposed to föl-alá, which means it was somewhere else and it's gone to fly above the table. It could have come down, it could have come up, it could have got across. How it actually does the to the table will modify the verb repül, but let's not get into that. Again, here we have the postposition, a mochka fut az postol-alá. The cat runs the table to below. So whereabouts is the cat running to? To below the table. So the alá goes after the ostel. And you might think, wait a minute, let's go back a bit. Here we had the verb following the föl-alá, and here the verb followed the mochka. We can put it after the alá, and the two sentences have slightly different implications. In the first sentence, we're asking basically what ran under the table. The cat ran under the table. In the second question, we're asking, where did the cat run? The cat ran under the table. Hungarian sentence order is great fun. And the postposition that has no movement in it for beneath or under is állott. A mochka az ostel állott van. The cat, the table, under is the cat is under the table. It could be doing anything. You could actually say a mochka az ostel állott alszik. The cat is sleeping under the table. But there's no movement involved. The cat is positioned under the table. It's been there for a while. It will stay there for a bit long. Let's continue. The next one we want to look at is elé, meaning to move in front of. Mögé, to move behind. Mellé, to move next to. And közé, to move between or among. So if you have a group, you'd also use közé.
Fel-alá járkál, mint a ketrecbe zárt vadállat.
He paces up and down, like a wild animal locked in a cage. I'm hoping you're a bit more relaxed when it comes to your Hungarian, and every day you get a little more relaxed. Szép napot!